Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll.
Graham Cassoon.
Here.
Tobin.
Here.
Kleiner.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
John Francois.
Here.
Burr.
Here.
Green.
Here.
Massey.
Here.
President Rodriguez.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Approval of minutes.
So moved.
Tonight we have the minutes from the council meeting, June 4th, 2019.
Motion by Alderman Massey, second by Alderman Green. All in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence.
Nothing this evening.
For the good of the city, anyone who would like to address the council, please step forward. Come on.
Hi, my name is, sorry about that. Hi, my name is Russo. I live on Monhagen. I just recently graduated from college. And what I wanted to say was I volunteered at Saturday's Run for Downtown. It was a great event. I loved every minute of it. The reason why I'm here today is I just wanted to see who can I come in contact with and getting more involved and volunteering more for the community. I just really want to get engaged and just get involved into my community. That's about it. But thank you. If you have any cards or information that you could give me, I would love to take that at any time.
We have cards, and you can leave your name with Karen. And then there's the Run for Downtown committees right behind you.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Question. Did you graduate from SUNY Orange?
Oh, no, I actually graduated from SUNY Oni Anta.
All right.
SUNY O, but yeah, not SUNY Orange, but
Congratulations.
Stay up there a second. Are you, excuse me, are you employed right now?
no, I'm not. I'm applying for.
The only reason I mention that, upstairs, I have the Office of Civil Service. We give exams starting in September. If you get a chance, just drop up to the third floor anytime you want, and I'll go over what possibilities I can help you with and the city can help you with.
That would be perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Good evening, Dave Madden, for those of you who don't know me. Thank you for volunteering at the Run for Downtown. And I just came up here, I mean, you all are aware, Saturday was an absolutely amazing day. Friday night was an amazing night, but coming around that corner after all the runners had finished and looking at North Street, and it was shoulder to shoulder with people, there was tons of food. The spirit was so alive, and our community really, really came together. The city was spot on, Parks and Rec, DPW, Middletown Police, Middletown Fire Department, the Fire Police, the Mayor's Office, Community Development. I mean, I hope I'm not missing somebody, but I've never seen a coordinated effort like this. It was awesome. That's 14 years in the books, and I just wanted to say thank you to all of you and to the community in general. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Remarks of department heads. Economic Development.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to piggyback on what Dave Madden just said. It was an awesome weekend, and it started Thursday night. This has turned into a 3-day event, and we had our first annual art walk that was part of the Run for Downtown on Friday night. And I want to thank everybody who participated, was part of it, the team that's all involved, from the Paramount, the BID, the city, Run for Downtown organization. Everybody really came together, stepped up. The businesses downtown, the art walk was a true showing of the downtown businesses. Element Square was involved and so forth. So it was a very proud moment this past weekend, and we look forward to more events like this. And that's all I have for tonight.
Any questions for Maria? Thank you, Maria. Fire Chief.
Good evening, everybody. As everyone else, Run for Downtown, with our involvement, is always a wonderful thing, and cool off all the runners at the end. So thanks to the committee for the invitation every year. Engine 2 is about finished. We saw it last week, I guess it was, and it should be here in about 2 weeks. They're finishing up a couple odds and ends on it, so probably 2 to 3 weeks, it'll be delivered, and then tool mounting will happen, and that'll take about another month yet. So I would say probably by the end of September, that will be in service. They've also sent me numerous pictures of Truck 3 in production, so that's moving along really well. I have a resolution tonight with a transfer of $21,000 within our budget. The transfer is, we started a program, the SCBA's that we wear are 3 of them, 3 out of the 7 apparatus are at their last stage. They can't be upgraded anymore. So we started a program in this year's budget to replace those. Because of the cost of the packs being more than we anticipated, we ran short. So we asked for a transfer of $16,000 for that. And we've also applied for a grant to replace our SCBA system that fills the packs. So that there's $5,000 for the company that we hired for the grant application. So other than that, I don't have anything unless anybody's got any
Question for the
questions.
fire chief? Chief, for the record, what color is engine 2?
It's orange and black.
Orange and black.
You can go to the Spartan ERV website, and there's plenty of pictures.
What's SBA?
Spartan ERV.
I mean, that you were talking about before. SCBA.
Oh, that's the packs that we wear on our back, our air packs, to go in the buildings.
Alderman Kleiner.
Chief, fire parade next year?
Next year, October 11th, I believe it is,
October 11th.
slated for.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, chief. City treasurer.
Good evening, everybody. On August 20th, 3 days ago anyway, we placed a band offering. We went out for $21 million worth of last year's replacement bands, and we had very active bidding, 6 people, and we closed it at 1.2% interest rate. I think it speaks well of the city, and to have that action and to have that lower rate. We're going to do the same for about $4.7 million when the CapEx program gets approved in a couple of weeks, and that'll close in early October. And that's all I have.
Any question for Don? Thank you, Don. Police chief.
Good evening. How are you guys? Just to piggyback off of what Dave Madden said, the energy, the excitement was lively. Saturday, it was great to see that many people come out. Later on Saturday afternoon, I was at a local store, and my wife and I were approached by a random lady who just could not say enough about the event and how great it was, and how she hopes that there's additional events such as that in the Middletown area. So I think that says a lot that people are just randomly talking about it afterwards. Police business, I'd like to just a couple public service announcements. Recently, we just made a post in regards to a phone scam that is going around involving police departments. It has hit local here in our immediate area, in which residents are being contacted via phone, and the phone number is being put in spoofed, indicating that it is coming from a local police department, whether it's Middletown Police or another local police department. It comes up in the caller ID as Middletown Police or whatever it may be, whatever they're spoofing at that time. And then the conversation revolves around the person claiming to be a police officer, indicating that the person has a warrant, and to avoid being subject to arrest, they need to pay a certain amount of money right then and there. And they direct them how to do it. I just want to reassure everybody, as we did in our post, that the police department will never ask anybody for money to avoid being arrested. We may call if you have a warrant, or if we need to follow up with you in regards to something, we may reach out to you and call and to speak with you, but we'll never ask you to pay something immediately. The fines and fees are all done through the court. They're not done through police departments. So if anybody receives one of those phone calls, please reach out to us with whatever information, and please don't follow through with anything that they ask. Get contact numbers, callback numbers, and immediately call your local police department. The second situation is something that hit Facebook earlier today on one of the public forums. It was on the Minnesota Connection website. It was a post indicating that the Middletown Police Department made an arrest of a subject over the weekend, and the subject was learned to have been planning some type of mass casualty attack in a Walmart. This is not true. We did not make such an arrest. We do not have any intel that indicates such. We did do our due diligence today and reached out to the state police and the town of Walker Police, neither of which have any additional information to make that any bit legitimate. So again, we have to deny that allegation at this time. We put out a Facebook post to rebut the original message, and hopefully it is taken down. Moving forward, Neighborhood Enhancement Unit. The Enhanced Neighborhood Enhancement Unit was enacted on April 15th of this past year. It's going very, very good, but I do want to remind the residents that if they have a concern, to reach out to us so that I can have the officers follow up with them and help them through whatever situation that they may be dealing with. It's been very successful, a lot of positive feedback, both from the community and from the officers that are assigned to it. It seems to be very well received and very productive. And tonight I do have two resolutions before you. One is to move, both of them are, or one is to remove money from within my budget from a line to an overtime line. And just for clarification, I know it's early in the year, we have not run out of overtime money. I'm just trying to pre-plan, and I do have some vacancies that we're just trying to cover as we get into later part of the year. The second one is to sell off some old radios that we've had. They're sitting around. There's a market for them, so we'd rather get some money back to the city than have the items sit in our facility doing really nothing for us. Last thing I have is the Jump Out barbecues. They've been going strong throughout the summer. I know I've seen many of you at them, one or another of them. Very well attended this year, a lot of positive feedback, and I do have to thank the school district, Middletown School District, for stepping up and helping us this year. They reached out to me at an event and offered their assistance. They have actually been supplying the hot dogs, the buns, the snacks, and the drinks for all of the events this year, which is fantastic because just about every item that we do offer on those days are through donations. So that just definitely helped us expand our ability to reach out and interact and feed additional people throughout the community. So I'd like to thank them and thank all of you for coming out and supporting us. Other than that, I have nothing unless you have anything for me.
Alderman Massey.
Chief, a couple things. The one on the pop-up barbecues. I want to congratulate you, and I know the fire department's involved in it also, but I know you're the lead on that. I've attended several of them, and the community seems to really gravitate towards them, and I think it's a great public relations that the children realize that just because someone's in uniform, that doesn't make them a bad person, makes them really a good person. The night out against crime, and you got the cheers from the record the following day that you held on, waited out the storm. I want to thank you for that. That was a great event. And on a personal note, thank you for the medical, I don't know what you call it, where they did the diagnostics on anyone that was involved with the city of Middletown or their family. And that company, they did a follow-up, I know, to me. They sent the stuff to my doctor on the blood work and everything. I want to thank you very much, and I'm hoping that in the future we can have some more, but thank you and your department.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
City Clerk.
Well, a while ago, you guys had approved a resolution for scanning of thousands of records, and now that I have to say that project is complete, and we have it all in our Laserfish system. A lot of building permits way back from the 20s and the 30s are now all inside the Laserfish system instead of downstairs in the basement. And also records that were in finance, all contracts and easements are now all scanned and in that Laserfish that can be digitally found with just a couple types in the system. So I thank you for approving that, and I think we've already used it many times, and it's helped a lot. About a month ago, we had 3 interns that helped downstairs in the basement, also in my office, that scanned records all the way back to 1980. which they did a phenomenal job of getting things done in our laser. It's going to be going into our Laserfish system. And now we're starting to work. There was a safe downstairs in the basement that was filled with old records that were sitting there for many, many, many years. They also helped pull all that out, clean it, and we separated it, and I have it now all on lists on everything. That some very interesting information that we're going to be sharing with the Historical Society. But I want to thank them because they did a phenomenal job. And that's all I have.
Any question for John? Nice job, John. Public hearings and grievances.
Tonight, we have two public hearings. A public hearing on a revised amendment for Chapter 47535 borders in residential districts to establish one-year renewable student housing rental permits. I'll read the public hearing notice. Notice is hereby given that the City of Middletown will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, August 20th, on or as near 8 p.m. as possible, Common Council Chamber, second floor, 16 James Street, to hear any and all persons wishing to be heard on the proposed revised amendment to the zoning code, Section 475 zoning, Section 475-35 borders in residential districts and dwellings, boarding houses. A full copy of the proposed edition of the zoning code was available in the city clerk's office and also on the city website. Any and all persons wishing to be heard will be given the opportunity to speak either for or against the proposed addition to the code, and this is by order of the Common Council. It was published in the Times Herald Record on August 5th and August 6th, and also on the city website.
Okay, at this time, the public hearing is now open. Anyone have anything from the public? Anybody from the council? Alderman Johnson.
Mr. President, I just wanted to call to your attention, because this started in legislative. The document was posted Friday, but then a revised document was posted Monday. So if anybody was trying to scrutinize it, if we close this hearing, they really haven't had time to see the current changes. So I'd respectfully suggest that we leave the public hearing open, pending further clarification of the details of the document.
Okay. Is this, how many students would this include, the resolutions, 3 or 4? 3?
There were some issues with the zones that were involved, and the mayor and Mr. Smith were in consult about that, either directly or indirectly, I'm not sure. So those are some of the things that were tweaked, so we took it off the agenda as an action item for this evening.
Can we amend, or can we look at, like, there's a house with 4 bedrooms, can they put 4 full-time students or no?
Mr. Mayor?
I don't believe that would be prudent to go that far. The current zoning allows for up to 2 unrelated people to room together. The intent of this was to, since we have Toro Medical, FATN is now advancing into university stage, we're have an expectation of 6,000 students by 2028. What we found is that students are looking to live together since there's not a lot of on-site housing. For example, there might be 100 dorms at or less at Toro, but we have 670 students. And this includes residents also. For example, we have 3 doctors who are in residency who are also eligible in here. But to go to more, from then what do you do with a 5-bedroom home? They have 5. I think it's safe to go from 2 of any kind to 3 students, but to go beyond 3, I think would be dangerous and very hard to regulate. When you get, you're creating more like frat houses then, something that Mr. Smith attended when he was at Ohio University, and he talks about frequently. That would be more of a frat house. 3 students living together in a duplex or in a home, I think, is acceptable, but I think going beyond that would be dangerous.
Okay. Anyone else? So I have a motion by Alderman Johnson to keep it open. Do I have a second? Alderman Green, all in favor?
Aye.
Next public hearing.
Okay, we have a public hearing on adding self-storage to the C3 zone along Wickham Avenue in the northeastern portion. I read the notice of public hearing. Notice is hereby given that the City of Middletown will hold a public hearing Tuesday, August 20th, on or as near 8 p.m. as possible, Common Council Chamber, 2nd floor, 16 James Street, to hear any and all persons wishing to be heard on the proposed amendment to the zoning code, Chapter 123, zoning as adopted March 27th, 1967, and amended in particular Section 47521C3, General Business Districts. The City of Middletown's Common Council wishes to add self-storage facilities as a permitted use with the Planning Board approval in the C3 zoning district along Wickham Avenue in the northeastern portion of the city. A full copy of the proposed edition of the zoning code was available in the city clerk's office, room 12, 16 James Street, Middletown, New York, and on the city website. Any and all persons wishing to be heard will be given the opportunity to speak either for or against the proposed addition to the code, and this is by order of the Common Council. This was published in the Times Herald Record on August 12th and August 13th, and also on the city website. Also, for the record, there was a mailing done for 300 feet around this section of the city, and that mailing was done through our office.
Okay, at this time, the public hearing is open.
Yes, I'd like to speak on it since the request came from my office in conjunction with the Economic Development Office. This zoning is unique to this one specific building, the former North End Sales, currently Golden Area Furniture. It's a pretty unique building. It's a large building, 2 floors, about over 40,000 square feet with very limited parking, considering the size of the building. We've been trying to work with the property owner over the last few years to market the building for offices or other retail, but as you know, retail is not, especially large retail, is not the in thing right now. But offices, not enough parking. So the new owner of the building is Franco Fidenza, who owns the property on the corner. They're not one property. It's our concern with going to just warehouse at the entrance to the city would be aesthetically unpleasing. It's not something we want to have as you enter the city to see a self-storage warehouse. So after touring the building with him, myself, him, and Maria, we came up with a plan that and I forwarded all of these sketches, I believe, to all members of the council, but for the public, the front part of the building, the rounded section, and then to the right of that, where all the windows are, they would be retained as retail space. The rear part of the building, and I think the zoning code requires at least 80-foot setback, would be allowed for self-storage, along with the basement of the building allowed for self-storage. So we would still have that retail effect as you enter to the city, but behind it and underneath it would have the ability to self-store. This only affects this building, and Alex was comfortable enough with it because of the uniqueness of it that we were able to structure the zoning to accommodate this proposed development. With it will come several improvements, or there have been sketches that have been submitted. Nothing final yet, but Mr. Fidenza has a history of doing a nice job with his commercial properties. As you can see, as you enter the city, the old beer store on the right there has now several businesses renovated. The corner, the old bagel shop area has been done nicely, and he has all intentions to do the same thing here with planning board approval. And you can't get planning board approval until Common Council makes this accommodation. So I'm hoping you would support it. The golden area is going to stay, but not on such a large scale. So they are going to be one of the retail tenants. Any questions?
Anyone from the,
They're not going to expand the building at all?
No.
Correct, okay, because
No.
the neighbors behind them were a little concerned that they were going to put another level up.
No expansion of the
expansion
building.
at all.
No expansion. I think an expansion of the building would be difficult considering the parking. There's no way that you can do anything there. But they will be using the basement area, which has been historically storage for the furniture stores. Right. But I believe the retail part will mostly be from the front, people going in and out of
From the Chinese restaurant.
Yes.
anyone from the public have any comments, concerns?
That's it.
Anyone else from the council? Alderman Massey?
Yeah, I'm hoping we'll all support this. We know the other work that Mr. Ferdinand has done in the past in the city of Middletown. It's in the first ward. I know Tommy and I were concerned about it. I went over there and I looked at it, and it's really the only viable alternative that we have. So this would be a good project, not only for him, but it'd be a good project for us. And the additional business certainly will help Middletown. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I have a motion to close the public hearing. Mr. Massey, second by Alderman Burr. All in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing is now closed. Remarks to the mayor.
Yes, I want to add my thanks and congratulations to the Run for Downtown, the committee, and all who participated, all the runners and all the vendors who donated their time and monies to this great event, and especially to Dave and Anna Madden and the Something Sweet crew for all the work they do on the project. Tomorrow, we will be having our post-race post-race assessment. They had a post-race party already, I heard. And some of the issues that were brought up, I think, earlier by Alderman Tobin will be addressed at that time. A lot of minor things, nothing major, but we, after an event, we do a post-event analysis just to see how we can improve, as the chief had mentioned. So we will address the issues, and of course, next year, everything's going to be torn up around here. So we'll have to also make plans on how we're going to address some of the events that we host in the downtown area. I also, before I say anything about the fairgrounds, I want to make it clear that I'm very supportive of the fairgrounds being an active and being reactivated as a viable venue for both racing and for entertainment. And growing up in Middletown, I think you're kind of accustomed to the stock cars running on Saturday night and all the good things that come with it and all the bad things that come with it, which are noise. It's like Pollock's Fuel Works. You grew up and a lot of people made a living there, but every morning you smelled something. Well, this time with the fairgrounds, we did get a lot of complaints, and not only from Middletown residents, but from people who think they live in Middletown, but actually live in Waukegan. And I was very happy to refer them to Mr. Diana. And I referred Middletown people to Mr. Diana also, but one lady really hit it home when she said to me, well, I don't live in Waukegan. I live in Middletown, and I'm calling you. So I said, you're right, and I will give a call. The noise from the concert was not acceptable. The hours were not acceptable. And if it's going to be a regular venue, and my discussions with Ed yesterday, we did meet about it, I've asked them to do some type of an analysis with sound barriers, which are done all over. And Saratoga is a perfect place that does it with their venue, to try to contain as much noise on site as possible. Waukegan does have a noise ordinance. Unfortunately, Orange County Fairgrounds is exempt from the noise ordinance. But, there's a big but. The events themselves are given permits. Ed admitted that the oversight or the permit process isn't as clean as he would like to see it. It did not give the police the necessary enforcement that a black and white permit would have on many of the other events. So the town board is going to look at it and hopefully review it. And as far as the concerts are concerned, they were looking at 2 to 3 per year, but with other restrictions, especially hours of operation, and also looking at the sound barrier. The stock car race, I think, was more of a concern, at least to me, because at 1:45 in the morning, the stocks were still going on. And the number of Facebook messages and concern. One person actually thought there was a plane crash, and another person thought we were being bombed. I'm not going to tell you who that was, but but it was loud, especially in the second ward. I mean, Columbia Avenue, up by me, up on Randall, Eisenhower, Lake Avenue area, a lot of complaints. It appears that the supervisor did not authorize that event to go to that hour. As he said, he was home in bed already. Some have alleged that there were also fireworks at the end of the event. We don't know if they were from the organized fireworks or if they were from people that were staying there on the grounds. Whatever the reason is, it was just not a very good end to a very nice week of celebration of the 100th anniversary of the Orange County Fairgrounds. And keep in mind, the city of Middletown did participate. We had police down there assisting Walk-Yell. We did have police in the city assisting with traffic, and that's something that departments do on a regular basis. But the idea of running stock cars at 1:30 in the morning is not acceptable. Mr. Diana did agree with it. He said that, as I said, their ordinance, although exempts them from the noise ordinance, their permit process does not, and that the town board would be taking a much more active role. We'll see how it plays out. I've asked anyone to, and he said he would entertain any calls from Middletown residents just to hear their concerns. But and believe me, most of the calls were related to the stock cars at 1:30 in the morning, and they were also the ones related to the entertainment. Where what can we expect? Is this going to be a weekly thing? Is this going to be something that we're going to deal with on a weekly basis? So hopefully the Walk-Hill will work it out with the fairgrounds, and we'll all be able to enjoy the entertainment that's offered at the Middletown Walk-Hill area, Orange County Fairgrounds. That's out the door. Now we have, when Eddie came over, he came over very cooperative, then he handed me a nasty letter. Not so nasty. But it's a letter which I will share with the council tomorrow. We'll give you copies. It's in opposition to the Middletown Reservoir trails and raising concerns about the safety of our reservoir system. I thanked him for expressing such concern about our system and told him that we would certainly review his letter and probably move ahead with our project as planned. So, but he's understanding of the recreational opportunities basically, but he also liked us to, he doesn't say reconsider, but he just raised some concerns in a letter. I'll share it with the council and we will post it on our Facebook and the website tomorrow for the public to read. And I think that's all I have. You do have a resolution tonight regarding the First Congregational Church. I just want to let you know that when you're supporting this, you need to keep in mind that with it, and I don't know if it's in the resolution, there is a $250,000 price tag. The First Congregational Church is been kind enough to grant us an easement through their property. What we're doing as part of our overall downtown redevelopment is we're trying to create these circular walking areas. And with the activity at Woolworths, in the bus station, we would like to do is the area behind the First Presbyterian Church that goes towards Woolworths is clean that area up, get the fence down, get the shrubs down, and put in a sidewalk with lighting. Make it safe. Again, people feel comfortable walking. So it's a nice project. We've had a few meetings with the church. They've agreed to give up a portion of the property for the city to use, for anyone to use. And it'll connect East Main Street with the rear of the Woolworths property. And then obviously you'll be right on the Heritage Trail. So it goes back to our plan of connectivity with the Heritage Trail, trying to branch off from the trail and getting people walking and biking. So I don't want to mislead you that by voting for this tonight, I think there's an expectation that you would support the funding for it, which would be in the bond anticipation note. So I don't want to mislead you when when the bond comes up, they say, hey, you didn't tell me about this. So it does come with a price tag. Any questions?
Alderman
Jerry?
Kleiner.
Speaking of the Heritage Trail, have you heard any update or anything on the bids, or, because we're more than halfway through the summer again, so
They're
eagerly hoping.
They're continuing to work. They're doing work on the bridges, from what we are told. Jim Brooks contacted us today, the Recreation Department. They're looking to speak with Alex about the street crossings, just a technical part, they said, of the easement going through, because the railroads, as you go over city streets, the trails. So they're telling us that it's full speed ahead. Jacob did ask for the bidders. We haven't received it yet. We don't know who received the bid, but they are working on the trail. Amy's pipes are in. I don't know if it's complete, but Amy's is way ahead of schedule of the trail. It was anticipated Amy's would be working, and then the trail people would be right behind them, but that's not the case at this point. But the culvert project is moving ahead, which is a key part of it also. And from what I understand, there are no delays at this point.
Okay.
Elizabeth Albahar and the Trails Association, they've invited me to a meeting in September. I'm going to try to get a much clearer update by then, to give them a report at that meeting. And Mr. Brooks, I believe, is also going to be invited to give the county's perspective.
Okay. And one quick point, this was the 100th anniversary of auto racing at the fairgrounds. The fairgrounds itself is much older.
I wasn't around back then, Jerry. You were, I know, but... No, I'm sorry if I misspoke.
No, I wasn't around for the beginning of the Orange County Fair.
For either one, right?
Yeah, no, it's over 150 years.
Well, the big celebration was the $100,000 pool that they had, the race, and I guess somebody went away very happy, but it made some people unhappy for Sunday morning.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else? Alderman Green.
Thank you. Mayor, I know you saw a couple of the comments on Facebook. Can you just speak to where we are at with the bus terminal project currently?
Sure.
And I know I spoke about it with Alderman Tobin. There's been some concern expressed over the fact that I guess Coach was bought out by a larger company, so I don't know if you could speak to that as well.
We did have a meeting set with Coach, and they canceled the meeting, and then we found out why, is because they were bought out by another company. The project was bid. There was one bidder. I don't know if it's been awarded by Coach. That's not us. But that money goes through the county. And at the September meeting, we're hoping to get an update from the county. We're trying to reschedule with Coach, or the new Coach. And to this point, no luck. But that is all county money there, or federal money, state money funneled through the county. So we'll have an update. We're confident they're going to go ahead with the plan, obviously, but the Coach has also taken over, I believe, the intra-city bus. It's no longer Mid-City Transit doing it. I think it's Coach. So they're looking to expand their services, but I'm assuming their new management team, when they get accustomed to everything, they'll be sitting down with us.
Anyone else? Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
Okay, remarks of Alderman. Alderman Massey.
Nothing this evening.
Alderman Tobin.
I'd like to thank the chief and the police department for the night out. I thought particularly the scavenger hunt idea with the kids coming around and meeting the officers was a great way for the community to connect with the police department. Kudos for that. I'd like to thank the Maddens Run for Downtown and Run for Downtown Committee. I volunteered in the water station. It was great seeing so many people get out and run and enjoy the city and exercise, and then have this great party right in the center of town. So thank you for everything you guys are doing, and everybody else in the city that made that possible. Thank you.
Alderman Green.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll just touch on Night Out Against Crime. Weather couldn't keep Middletown down. It was awesome. Thunder, doesn't matter. We were out there having a great time, and thank you, Chief, and the police department, and everyone involved. Run for Downtown as well. I mean, again, first year I walked it with President Rodriguez. Mayor beat us to the finish line, actually.
Took a shortcut.
He took the other shortcut. No, but it was an excellent event. I haven't heard anything but praise and good things for, just the event itself and just where Middletown is right now downtown. People who came from all over to see the facades and Woolworths building, just the progress really is encouraging. And I do want to touch on, this is August, in August of 1859, Eagle Engine Company number 2, the Phoenix Engine Company number 4, and the Excelsior Hook and Ladder Company number 1, all within a few days of each other, were formed in the city of Middletown. So 160 years for those 3 companies. So just like to congratulate them and thank them for their service to our city. Thank you.
Alderman Johnson.
Thank you. I mentioned it a while ago, but I wanted to mention again the speed sign that you put up by Tall Oaks driveway. I don't know what you see every morning, but I see brake lights every morning. As soon as they hit that sign, it's a beautiful thing, and it's extremely effective. The pop-ups are great. I congratulate you, Chief. I think the 3rd year you're starting to get that community glue to congeal a little bit, and people know what's going on, and thanks again for the initiative. Run for Downtown, a lot has been said. I don't get to do that too much because of my day job, but I do want to observe that a lot of annual events kind of lose their momentum after 5 or 8 or 10 years, and this event has actually picked up its momentum after 14 years, and that doesn't happen by accident. So congratulations to the Maddens and to all that helped you to make it such a great event. I did take the initiative. Sue has been kind of our branded person for trash pickup every year, and I wanted to put a toe in the water to think about another initiative. It's called Broken Windows. You have a handout that I provided. The mayor touched upon this when we started DRI. If you remember back then, the consultants came and they looked at a rusty parking sign and said, that's not really good. And the mayor was like, in the beginning, well, what's wrong with it? And then we all started to see the light, that these little things that we don't see anymore can all accumulate to be big things. So I'm giving you several examples. That sign at the post office, I talked to the administration about that about 8 months ago. And of course, I was told, well, that's a federal conversation, so, call someone else because we don't have jurisdiction. But I think Alderman Massey met with some people with respect to the post office, and he put that out. So you see what it looked like, which was like an Old West sign, and you see what it looks like now. So that doesn't look like much, but to me it looks like a lot because I drive past the post office all the time. A while back, here in the 3rd Ward on Monhagen, there was a sign that said, welcome, this is Neighborhood Watch Community, and it looked like it had seen better days. Not a big thing, but all you got to do is make a new sign, and it gives a totally different appearance, I think, of our city. I spoke to the administration a while back about the sign, once again by Tall Oaks, because that's our 3rd Ward, and I asked the mayor what he thought of that sign, and he didn't really think it was a great sign, and I now am led to believe that Mayor, along with Maria, have taken on initiative to upgrade some of these signs as they enter the city, and I think that can be nothing but good. And I think if we're going to call it Broken Windows, our poster boy for Broken Windows is the O&W station. I never walked around the building, but I did the other day, and it's even more remarkable from the side and the back than it is from the front. I know the mayor has tried to take an initiative with this, looking at a potential buyer. He also mentioned in public the idea of some type of a facade program where we would keep the front and then remove the back and upgrade it. Once again, I think it's a prime example of maybe some of us, we don't see it anymore, but if you drove through a town and saw that, you would think about it. So I'm not sure I'm going to be the Sue of Broken Windows, but I still put out the idea with all the community, with all the households in this community. If everybody took one thing, whether it was public or on their own property, and said that should be removed, repaired, or replaced, if 1,000 little broken windows got fixed in the same time, I think it would be a beautiful thing. Thank you very much.
Once again, it is impossible to follow Alderman Johnson when he speaks, but I'm going to go ahead and just say, well said. And I think Sue was onto something when she started her crusade against litter. And you're right, we don't see it, and neither do the people who came to cleanups and said, I never saw it till I picked it up. So I think it creates awareness, so kudos to you on that and the photos. And you're right, we drive past O&W and I don't even look at it. but it's there, and for people who are coming to our city the first time, they see it. But as for that, Madden's, you guys are amazing with your run for downtown. I'm sorry I was not there. I think my running days are over, but I am proud to have done it before, and I survived, so I'm going to go ahead and call that a win for my life. I can check that off my list. I just wanted to say to all the students with a summer that escaped me, and I think most of us this year, very quickly, I hope everybody has a safe and happy return to school in a couple of weeks. That's all I have tonight.
Alderman Kleiner?
Thank you, Chief, thank you, and the department for Night Out, and as Alderman Green and some others have said, the neighborhood turnout was amazing, and the turnout considering the weather. People would not be deterred, and it's a great thing for the community. And the run for downtown, the whole weekend, the art walk is a great idea. And I hope that continues and expands. And the race itself was just, the street was packed, the music was terrific, and so I thank the Maddens for the original idea and for all the work they continue to put in, and for everything that the committee and all the volunteers and all the people involved are doing for the city. Thank you.
Alderman John Francois.
Thank you. Thank you to the garbage services in this area. Trash collection is going to be changing to the own trucks with different garbage can that would be. Oh, sorry. Yes. Our trash collection is going to be changing to the armed trucks with a different garbage can that will be distributing as well. In the near future, we will have a public hearing to further our discussion about this project. I would recommend anyone that is interested to share their thoughts and their opinion on this. Whether you for or against the idea, please come to our meetings on September 3rd at 7 o'clock in this chamber to be able to give your opinion on this matter. Thank you. And also, Chief, I had the opportunity to attend one of the pop-up barbecues. I mean, like Alderman Tobin and Alderman Massey said, it's always a great thing to see our police officers interact with the community. I think it's a great thing. And I got to say, some of our police officers have great skill at flipping burgers also, so I was very impressed. Thank you.
Alderman Burr.
Yeah, I'd also like to thank the Maddens, the committee, for the run for downtown. Their dedication to downtown is impeccable, and we appreciate it very much. Chief, your Night Out Against Crime, you know, rain, thunder, but Jackie Welsh, Sergeant Welsh, kept everybody online saying, we're here, come and get it. And I do appreciate you bought me dinner that night for the hamburger. I do appreciate that. Thank you. And the health screening also. After I ate the hamburger, I passed too. Thank you.
Thank you. Going back, first I want to say an awesome job to Dan, Dave and Anna. Great job on the downtown. Chief, Night Out, again, great time. I did leave because I didn't want to get struck by lightning, but I had, it was a great, and the kids were out there having fun. 9 years when we got on the council, it was a lot of work, and we had 200 to 300 houses on the market. We had 275 houses vacant where everybody aborted and the banks owned the house. And then now in 2019, with everything that we're doing, there's about 55 houses on the market. Market's great, but everybody sees it. Even walk in on Sunday. Hey, my neighbor's grass is high. I called City Hall. Hey, what are you doing about the O&W? What are you doing about this? What are you doing? So starting January, we're going into budget season, so let's get our budget ready. But starting January, we will have our own code enforcement committee, and I'm going to ask the council members we're going to check and balances. We keep passing laws, we keep adding more codes, we keep adding, permits, annual permits, bi-yearly permits, dog permits. If you're a renter, you have a dog, you have to have insurance. We need to check and balance everything. So our council is going to have to make sure, follow up, and if we have to buy a program, we'll buy the program, but it is time for us as the council members. You see your neighbor's grass is, 2.5 feet long, and nobody's out there. We'll go out there, we'll notify them, cut the lawn, charge them, and get it done. You know, we see it, we hear it, and that's the only way we're gonna be able to clean it, is we start doing our part on the council. So January, Code Enforcement Committee, most of the council, or even the whole council, will be in charge of reviewing code enforcement. And that's all I have. New business.
We have a resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin to authorize the mayor to sign contracts from the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee for the use in public traffic services program in the amount of $13,110, effective October 1st, 2019.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, second by Alderman Green. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Burr to accept a donation in the amount of $400 from Equilibrium Brewery LLC for the disc golf course.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Byrd, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson to add self-storage facilities as a permitted use to the C3 zoning district along Wickham Avenue in the northeastern portion of the city.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Rankine-Sum. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois to determine that the Lamson Causeway Replacement Project will not exceed any of the Type 1 thresholds and that the project activities will not have significant adverse impacts on the environment.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois, seconded by Alderman Kleiner. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois to determine that the Middletown Reservoir Dam Rehabilitation Kinch Dam project will not exceed any of the Type 1 thresholds and that the project activities will not have significant adverse impacts on the environment.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois, seconded by Alderman Rankine-Sum. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey to establish a procedure for the selection of acting presidents for meetings.
Resolution sponsored by Massey, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Alderman Kleiner.
Just to let the public know that it's the procedure that we use, we're just formalizing it, so it would be the chair of the Finance Committee, and if they're not available, the chair of the Legislative Committee.
Anyone else? Roll.
Ram Kasoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Burr to accept a donation in the amount of $400 from the Mid-City Transit for the disc golf course.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Byrd, seconded by Alderman John Francois. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez? Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Burr to accept the donations in the amount totaling $1,000 for summer camp scholarships.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Byrd, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois, establishing the Common Council as lead agency and determining that the action to design and construct the water system improvements project is a Type 1 action and will not have significant adverse impact on the environment.
A resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois, seconded by Alderman Kleiner. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner to approve the closing of Erie Way from Cottage Street to Montgomery Street for a Touch a Truck event at the Farm Market on September 19th, 2019, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Ragosu. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey to authorize the treasurer to transfer a total of $50,000 within the police department's 2019 budget for overtime and repairs to equipment.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, second by Alderman Green. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green to amend Resolution 8719 to add a line in the 2019 budget for the asbestos rubble pile removal project at the community campus and add a transfer to temporarily fund the project for a partial amount of $904,650.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green, second by Alderman John Francois. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, authorizing the issuance of $1,080,000 serial bonds to pay the cost of asbestos rubble removal at Bowles Avenue.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, authorizing the treasurer to move the water sewer accounts from the TD Bank to Orange Bank and Trust for their lockbox system.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, second by Alderman Kleiner. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, authorizing the treasurer to transfer a total of $21,100 within the fire department 2019 budget.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, second by Alderman Green. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin to accept a donation from Walmart Stores, Inc. that awarded the City of Middletown Police Department $1,500 as part of their local community contribution grant to be used for the community outreach program.
A resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, seconded by Alderman John Francois. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez? Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green to declare portable radios as surplus for the police department.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green, seconded by Alderman Kleiner. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez? Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green to approve the mayor to sign the easement with the First Congregational Church for sidewalk and cleanup project from East Main Street to the rear of the Woolworth Building, supplementing the Heritage Trail.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green, seconded by Alderman Kleiner. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. That is all for new business.
Audit.
Mr. President, I move the accounts be audited, the claims be adjusted, and the city treasurer be authorized to issue warrants for the payment.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman Green. Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez? Resolution
For
passes.
adjournment.
So moved.
Second.